Have you heard that stereotype that Japanese people are total perverts? Vending machines selling panties, hentai, weird sex games. Seeing all that, it's easy to think that the whole nation is made up of freaks. But once you meet Japanese people in real life, things start to be way more complicated. After living several years in Asia and visiting many countries, I started noticing how Western culture is different from Eastern culture. And to understand Japanese people more, first you need to learn about their history and culture, the way they communicate and joke, their daily life and routine, the way they live in society, and how they deal with loneliness. So today, I picked anime for each of these points. Let's start. We start with one of the strongest series in today's lineup, Descending Stories. A former yakuza gets out of prison and decides to become the apprentice of a rakugo master. Through his story, the anime slowly unfolds the lives of performers across different eras, showing friendship, rivalry, love, and the struggle to keep traditions art alive in a changing world. It's one of the best anime for understanding Japanese people through history, culture, and their relationship with tradition. It shows how much value Japanese culture places on a craft, discipline, storytelling, and preserving the past, even when the world around it is changing. The next anime is way more lighter and cheerful. Barakamon. After punching a critic, a young calligrapher is sent to a small rural island to reflect on his behavior and rethink his art. There, he gets pulled into the lives of the local villagers, who slowly help him open up and reconnect with both himself and the world around him. This anime is a great look at everyday life in rural Japan and the warmth of small communities. It also says a lot about the Japanese appreciation for simplicity, craftsmanship, and self-improvement, finding beauty in ordinary life. I absolutely love the next anime, and if you're learning Japanese language, you should definitely watch this anime. Monogatari series. At its core, Monogatari follows a high school boy who helps girls dealing with supernatural oddities, curses, and strange phenomena. But more than anything, it's an anime built on dialogue, long, playful, layered conversations where words matter just as much as the plot itself. That's exactly why it's so useful for understanding Japanese humor, wordplay, and language as a cultural code. A lot of its jokes and emotional tension come not from action, but from the way people speak, dodge question, tease each other, and turn language itself into a performance. Now let's talk about one of the spring's new releases, the anime that surprised me from the first minutes. Nippon Sengoku. Set in a fractured future version of Japan, Nippon Sengoku throws its characters into a world of political chaos, violence, and instability. But at the same time, it constantly undercuts that seriousness with bizarre, exaggerated, and deeply uncomfortable humor. It's a great pick for understanding Japanese satire, absurd comedy, and that very specific kind of weirdness that can feel both hilarious and unsettling at the same time. It shows how Japanese humor can come from exaggeration, awkwardness, and treating something ridiculous with complete seriousness. Only someone completely unfamiliar with anime haven't heard of this masterpiece. March comes in like a lion. This anime follows Rei Kirayama, a teenage professional shogi player who lives alone and struggles with depression, loneliness, and the pressure of being successful. Little by little, his life starts to change after meeting the Kawamoto sisters, who bring warmth and care into his world. It's one of the most powerful anime for understanding Japanese loneliness, emotional restraint, and social pressure. It shows how pain is often kept private, how people struggle to express what they feel, and how support in Japanese culture is often shown quietly, through presence, food, and small acts of care rather than dramatic words. Next series is one of the deepest I have ever watched. Arigairo. A cynical and isolated high school student named Hachiman is forced to join a school service club where he and two other members help classmates solve their problems. But every request quick turns into something deeper, exposing insecurities, social expectations, and the gap between what people say and what they actually mean. Arigairo is one of the best anime for understanding Japanese communication, social masks, and indirectness. It shows how much importance is placed on maintaining harmony, avoiding conflict, and reading between the lines instead of speaking openly. The last anime has already come up in one of my videos. Natsume's Book of Friends. Takashi Natsume has been able to see yokai since childhood. After inheriting a mysterious book from his grandmother that contains the names of spirits she bound to her will, he begins returning those names one by one and learning their stories along the way. This anime is a beautiful way to understand Japanese folklore, spirituality, and the connection between nature and the supernatural. It captures that very Japanese feeling that the world is full of memory, quiet sadness, and unseen presence living right alongside everyday life. And sure, we cannot forget about historical aspect. So if you're interested in Japanese history, you should definitely watch The Tale of the Hike and The Grave of Fireflies. So for today we are over. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Sure, write in me comments. Did you watch this anime or not, and what do you think about my top? See you next time. I'm Polly. I talk about anime, you listen and watch. Bye!